Live coverage starting soon. It's time for Kennett Indian Softball. Title sponsors for our broadcast are Baker Implement Company, NEA Baptist Hospital, Farm Credit Services of Southeast Missouri, and by Wilcoxon's Home Place Furniture. Broadcast sponsors, Dubs Clothing, State Farm Agent Greg Wilson, Patterson Auto Sales, McMahon's Trucking, the Kennett Girls Softball Association, Gardner Properties, Home Plate Bar and Grill, Let's Roll Paragould, Grace and Glow, and Greenpoint Ag in Deering. Broadcast boosters include the Kennett Bowling Lanes, Ultimate Fitness, Century 21 Real Estate, FM Bank, S&S Auto Sales, and by Truly Posh. And now, Kennett Indian Softball. And welcome back to Indian Park as we get set for Game 3 of softball. Game 2 broadcast from the softball field. As coming up next, it's Portageville with Risco taking on Kennett. Portageville fell to Malden 11-9 in a hard-fought battle against the Green Wave. For the Kennett Indians, they won 9-1 in Game 1 earlier this afternoon here at Indian Park as they knocked off Malden. And now we get set for Game 2. Good to have you along. We're going to take a break and come back and check starting lineups as we get set for first pitch from Indian Park right after this.
Eat, play, and have a blast at Let's Roll Paragould. From bowling, duck pin, and laser tag to 45 arcade games and a full restaurant, Let's Roll Paragould is packed with fun for everyone. Both alleys feature state-of-the-art NeoSurf systems. And with over 50 TVs, you won't miss a second of your favorite game. Visit Let'sRollParagould.com for birthday packages, daily specials, group deals, or to reserve your lane. Let's Roll Paragould, 2707 West Kings Highway in Paragould, where good times roll 7 days a week.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
See State Farm agent Greg Wilson in Kennett. Call 888-4913.
Head coaches meeting with the umpires as we're moments away from getting this one started. Coach Vaughn and Portageville now 4-3 on the season after dropping that tough 11-9 decision to Malden just earlier. And Kennett now 9-2 after picking up the victory over Malden earlier this afternoon. Here's the way the Lady Bulldogs will come to the plate. Top half the first inning, Lydia Albritton will lead things off. She will be in left field defensively. Briley Adams, center fielder, will hit second. Janiyah Smith, the shortstop, hits third. Mia Shearer, the cleanup hitter, will play third base. Avery Presley will bat fifth and be the first baseman. Avery Miller will be doing the pitching and batting sixth. Peyton Carlisle in right field batting seventh. Reese Roan will be doing the catching and batting eighth. And Briley Weddington will be at second base and batting ninth. Lindley Patterson will get the start here in Game 2 for the Kennett Indians this evening now as the sun sets at Indian Park. 10 and behind the plate, the infield goes with Bodkin, McKegg, McAtee, and Payne. Outfield left to right, Wallace in left, Wilcutt, the center fielder, and Barton in right field for Kennett. Kennett Bowling Lanes, one of our great broadcast sponsors. Of course, they have the great bowling. The skating rink is now open. You need to go out and see that. A great place to have that birthday party. They have the arcade games in the game room. Laser tag, great food, great fun. Kennett Bowling Lanes, 1315 St. Francis in Kennett. So we're set for the first pitch. Lydia Albritton will lead things off for Portageville. And the first pitch headed home is high and outside, ball one from Lindley Patterson. Albritton, the next pitch. She'll take this one in there at the knees for a strike. 1-1 the count. Radio broadcast on 98.7 WGCQ and AM 1540 KBOA. We're on the KTMO streaming platforms. Albritton fouls this one back to the screen, and the count goes to 1-2. Left fielder for Portageville. For you Portageville fans, we're going to have our KCRV baseball coverage and several Portageville Bulldog games coming up. Ground ball will get into left field under the glove of Bodkin, and between Bodkin and McKegg for a leadoff single. So a base hit by Albritton and a good start for the Lady Bulldogs of Portageville here in the first inning. Briley Adams now will hit. Center fielder for Portageville, another right-handed hitter. Corner infielders, Payne and Bodkin come in to protect against the bunt. This pitch is low. We'll get back to the screen. And down to second will be Albritton. She's there with nobody out here in the top of the first. Portageville making some early noise here at Indian Park. Good crowd on hand for this one. Kennett getting a victory over Risco in baseball earlier. And now their JV squad's playing a bunt right out in front of the plate. Tough play, and that's going to be an infield hit. Coming in was Bodkin, and it was only about 3 or 4 feet from home plate. So it's going to be first and third for the Bulldogs. As Adams with a bunt for a single. And here comes Janiah Smith, Portageville shortstop. We know what Janiah can do on the basketball court. Great athlete. She'll show bunt and take it. Now they'll throw down to the shortstop, McKegg, trying to get the runner to break off at third. That didn't work. Down to second will be Briley Adams. Albritton down at third base. Now Smith with a 1-ball, no-strike count at the plate. She can do some early damage for the Lady Bulldogs. Swing and a foul back to the screen. Count goes even, 1-1. Haven't looked at the forecast lately, but it wasn't looking good, was it, folks? No more Kennett softball games scheduled for this week, but many of these teams had games scheduled. I know baseball had action on Thursday and Friday of this week for Kennett baseball. Change up, and Smith goes around, comes up empty, 1-2 the count. Now Janiah. Good pitch that time from Lindley Patterson. Kennett right-hander. Now the 1-2 pitch. Fouled against the backstop. Count remains 1-2 to Smith. Of course, Janiah, one of the stars on that Portageville Bulldog Final Four team. First ever trip to the Final Four for Portageville. Great season for Coach Fowler. Her ball club. Next pitch. Here's a line drive. It's going to get into left field. That's going to score a run. The throw is cut off by the third baseman. And it'll be second and third. 1-0 Portageville, and still nobody out here in the first inning. Briley Adams will stop at third base, and Janiah Smith on the throw back into the infield will take second. So Portageville strikes first, 1-0 here, and here's Mia Shearer, third baseman, right-handed hitter. Mia trying to do some damage with nobody out here in the first inning. First pitch is low, ball one. What breeze there is on the softball field, blowing in slightly from center field. Crowd setting along the outfield, a good crowd here in the bleachers. Swing and a miss by Shearer, evens the count, 1-1. Avery Presley in the on-deck circle. Shear, the cleanup hitter, takes a deep breath. She steps out of the batter's box. Now she stands back in. Lindley Patterson gets the sign from Tennant, her catcher. This pitch misses. Ball 2. 2-1 now. Shear stands back in. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Rising pitch from Patterson that time. Kennett outfield straight away. Third baseman Bodkin about even with the bag. First baseman Payne creeping in just a bit at first. Now the 2-2. Outside corner is called strike 3. First out of the inning, a strikeout of Mia Shearer. Now runners at second and third. Coming to the plate, Avery Presley. Portageville first baseman. Patterson with a pitch and a pop-up. Will get over and out of play along the first base line. The runner at second base, Briley Adams. Janiah Smith at second. Briley Adams at third for Portageville. Avery Presley at the plate. Takes it low. Ball 1. 1-1 the count. This umpiring crew, they've had 3 games today, so they've been busy. Portageville playing back-to-back games. Kennett, their game started at 3 earlier. Here's a ground ball back to Patterson. Throws to first for the out. Now they're going to get the runner and a rundown. And Smith down at second. They will throw to the wrong bag, and everybody's going to be safe as they threw down to second. And that let Briley Adams come home and score. Janiah Smith, when she saw the throw going to second, went to third on the play, and it's 2-0 Portageville. Presley is out for the second out as she grounds out, but after the ground out, smart base running by Portageville. The first pitch to Avery Miller. The Portageville pitcher is fouled against the screen. Strike 1. Runner at third now for the Bulldogs. And 2 outs. Smith comes down the line, and she is going to score. As they tried to pick her off, she was way down the line. They tried to throw to third, and the throw goes into the outfield, and it's 3-0 Portageville. Kennett jumped out to a 4-0 lead against Malden in the first inning, but now Portageville returning the favor in the top of the first. 2 down, base is empty, and a short pop-up out in the left field, and that's going to get down for a base hit just beyond the reach of Bodkin. McKegg couldn't get there, and Wallace coming on couldn't get there, and Miller puts it in a perfect spot for a 2-out base hit. 3-0 Portageville. And Preston Carlisle will hit. Preston is the right fielder for Portageville. Now a courtesy runner coming on for Avery Miller, who's doing the pitching. Carlisle stands in. Can't see the number of the courtesy runner for Portageville. It's the view you see on our video stream, very similar to what I see from my broadcast position. First pitch high and outside, ball 1 to Carlisle. 3-0 Portageville, top of the first inning. Albritton, Adams, and Smith crossing the plate. Swing and a miss. Evens the count, 1-1. Some defensive errors that wouldn't go in a scorebook as an error by Kennett. Throwing to the wrong bases a couple of times and allowing runners to score in this inning. This pitch low and inside, ball 2, 2-1 the count. Next pitch headed home. This one is a little bit low, and the runner takes off to second. Throw not in time. And the stolen base for Portageville. So they have a runner in scoring position in 3-1. The count to Peyton Carlisle. The pitch. Swing and a miss. The count goes full. 3-2 to Carlisle. Patterson gets the sign. Runner at second and 2 down, and this pitch a little bit high. Runners now at first and second for Portageville as Carlisle draws the walk. Reese Roan will come and bat. Reese was in the on-deck circle. She does the catching, so she was waiting before she took off all the equipment to see if the inning would continue. And it does. Miller down at second base, or a pinch runner for Miller down at second base. And now Carlisle at first. Roan swings and misses. Strike one. There are 2 outs in the inning. Let me put the second out up there. My apologies to the fans watching our video stream. This ball fouled out of play. And the count 0-2 now to Roan. 8 hitters coming to the plate so far for Portageville. They have a couple of runners on and 2 outs. Roan is trying to do more damage for Portageville before Kennett comes to the plate. This pitch fouled out of play. And the count remains 0-2. Patterson with the 0-2 pitch. A little bit high, ball one. Lindley's thrown a lot of pitches here in this first inning. None of the balls have really been hit hard off of Lindley, but Portageville doing damage in the first. This ball fouled back to the screen as Roan hangs tough. 1-2. The count remains. Again, the 1-2 pitch. This one fouled at the plate. Roan again hangs tough. Portageville fell behind early to Malden, and then they caught back up in that ball game, made it a ball game, but lost 11-9. Short turnaround, and they come up to the plate, and they're doing damage. 3 runs in, a couple of runners on with 2 outs and a ground ball to third. The throw across the diamond is in time as Bodkin to Payne, and the inning comes to an end, but not before Portageville puts 3 on the board. They lead it 3-0. Kennett bats bottom of the first right after this.
McMahon Trucking isn't new to the road. It all started back in the 1940s with Bill McMahon, serving farmers and elevators for over 70 years. Now Bob McMahon carries on the tradition. After 42 years in truck repair and towing, he's back in the family business, fully licensed and insured with well-maintained equipment and dependable service you can count on. Call McMahon Trucking today at 573-888-7256. It's always a home run when you visit the all-new Home Plate Bar and Grill at the I-55 exit in Hayti. They have delicious food served up hot and fresh. Be sure to check out their daily lunch and dinner specials. Their catfish, the best around, plus chicken, shrimp, steaks, and their smash burgers will keep you coming back for more. They have 10 big screen TVs where you can catch all the big games. Be sure to like them on Facebook. Slide into home at the Home Plate Bar and Grill at the I-55 exit in Hayti.
Back at Indian Park, Lady Indians come to the plate, trailing 3-0. And this is the way the Indians will come to the plate. It'll be McAtee leading things off, followed by McKegg and Tennant. Cleanup hitter is Payne, then followed by Patterson and Barton. Then Bodkin, Raspberry, and Wilcott. The batting order for Kennett. Avery Miller is the pitcher for Portageville. In the infield, Shearer, Smith on the left side, Weddington at second, Presley at first. Outfield, Albritton in left, Adams in center, Carlisle in right. And leading things off is Hanley McAtee for the Kennett Indians. Hanley pops it out into center field. Center fielder goes back and makes the catch. Adams out there will haul it in for out number one. Kinsley McKegg will now hit for Kennett. Kinsley, a right-handed hitter, facing Avery Miller. She'll foul the first one out of play. Strike one. McAtee has been red hot this season, and Avery Miller gets her fly out to center to start the bottom half of the first. Now McKegg takes this one outside, and the count 1-1. Great to have you along. Kennett Indian softball coming to you from Indian Park. Next pitch to McKegg is low, ball 2. Ultimate Fitness, one of our great broadcast sponsors with 24-hour access, modern, up-to-date equipment. Go work out on your own schedule. Membership plans available. Give them a call or go by and see them on St. Francis and Kennett. Next pitch is high into the backstop, ball 3, 3-1. The count to McKegg. 3 runs, top of the first for Portageville. They lead this one. McKegg is ready. The next pitch, swing and a miss. The count goes full, 3-2. One out, nobody on for Kennett. The 3-2 is high, ball 4. One out walk, and McKegg will be at first base for the Lady Indians. Emma Tennant will come to the plate. Kennett catcher. She can do some damage with the bat. One of the power hitters in this lineup. Takes the first pitch a little bit inside, ball 1 from Avery Miller. McKegg with very good speed on the base pass. We'll see if Kennett does some running early on here. This pitch is low, and there goes McKegg down to second as Roan blocked it, but didn't have a chance to come up and throw down to second. Kennett with a runner in scoring position. And Tennant ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Miller's next pitch is right back at her. The line drive. She knocks it down and throws to first. Hope she's okay. Boy, that one looked like it hit her on the leg or something. It was hit hard off the bat of Tennant. 1-3 is the put out. That's the second out of the inning. And, woo, that was a tough way to get it. Down to third will be McKegg on the line drive off the pitcher. Home plate umpire will go out and check. It looks like Avery's fine, so that's good. A lot of these pitchers will wear the face mask to protect the face. That one was hit so hard off the bat of Tennant. Avery Miller really didn't have much time to react. This pitch is bounced to the plate to Avery Payne. Avery, the cleanup hitter, first baseman for Kennett. Kennett trailing 3-0. They have a runner at second, 2 down here at the bottom of the first, and a foul. Makes the count 1-1. This is the last scheduled game for Kennett this week in softball action. Weather forecast looks like there may not be much more action for any of these teams coming up the next 4 days or so. A little blooper is going to get over the screen and out of play down the first baseline. And the count 1-2 to Avery Payne. Outfield for Portageville straight away, and they're guarding the lines. So lots of room out in the gaps for Avery. This one bounces at the plate, 2-2. Roan stops it. The runner at third, McKegg, stays put. It's 3-0 Portageville. 2 down, bottom of the first. Kennett with a runner at third. The next pitch, outside, ball 3, and the count goes full. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner at third. And the pitch is low, ball 4. Now Kennett with runners at first and third. As Payne draws the walk. And here's the Kennett pitcher, Lindley Patterson. Patterson, a left-handed hitter, takes the first pitch low. Roan again with a good stop. Runners stay put. That's ball 1 on Patterson. Avery Miller, next pitch headed home. A high delivery, and Patterson fouls it back over the backstop and out of play. 1-1 the count. Corner outfielders guarding the lines for Portageville. So there's gaps in right and center field. Adams patrols center for the Bulldogs. She plays straight away. Now the next pitch, Patterson fouled back to the screen. That's 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Lindley. 2 down, runners at the corners for Kennett. Kennett trailing 3-0, bottom of the first inning. Patterson's ready, the pitch. Lindley grounds it in the hole between short and third. That'll score a run. And Kennett pulls a little closer, 3-1 with a 2-out RBI single off the bat of Patterson. McKegg scores on the play. Payne stops down at second base and Patterson at first after the base hit. And here's Barton. Lauren, a left-handed hitter at the plate. She'll pop it in the air behind second base. Smith is called off, and this was going to drop. They're going to throw home, and the play at the plate, they're going to tag out Tennant. A nice relay from Smith to the plate, and Tennant is thrown out. A base hit, but Kennett cannot score on the play. And it's 3-1 Portageville. We'll go to the second. Bulldogs bat when we return right after this.
Come see Grace and Glow at the corner of Tico and 1st Street in Kennett. They offer 24-hour access tanning, so you can tan when you want to tan. Just $55 a month gets you unlimited tanning or single sessions for $8. They also offer the most popular weight loss shots, semaglutide and tirzepatide, plus Botox and Dysport shots, along with fillers to make you look your best. Be sure to visit their great boutique. That's Grace and Glow at the corner of Tico and 1st Street in Kennett.
Hey, this is Daryl Wilcoxon with Wilcoxon's Home Place on the South Bypass in Kennett, Missouri. We're getting new products in every week and would like to help you make your place a show place. Living room suits, recliners, including lift chairs, bedroom suits, mattress sets with adjustable bases, appliances, and TVs. We have several payment options available. Come see us at Wilcoxon's Home Place Furniture and Appliance, 901 South Bypass in Kennett, Missouri. A family furniture tradition for over 70 years.
Century 21, SEMO Realtors, one of our great broadcast sponsors. They're the experts. If you're looking to buy or sell your property, or just maybe thinking about it, give them a shout. Century 21, SEMO Realtors, 888-5888, the number to call. Weddington, the number 9 hitter, then back to Albritton and Adams, top of the order. Here in the top of the second, 3-1 Portageville, and ball 1 from Patterson is up and out of the zone. Patterson misses again, high and outside, and it's ball 2. 2-0 the count. Weddington, the second baseman for Portageville, stands back in, the right-handed hitter. Lindley Patterson's pitch is outside, ball 3. 3-0 to the number 9 hitter, Riley Weddington. There's a strike in there, 3-1. Foul back to the screen. The count remains 3-2 now to Briley Weddington. As Patterson trying to come back. Falling behind 3-0 to Weddington. Gets us a couple of strikes in there. This pitch is high, ball 4. Leadoff base runner is Weddington for Portageville. Lydia Albritton comes to the plate. Lydia had a hit her first time to the plate and came around to score the first Portageville run of the ball game. Portageville leads 3-1. We're at the top of the second. First pitch headed home, and a bunt up in the air is going to get up against the backstop for strike 1. Albritton bats from the right side, wearing a big knee brace on that left knee. This pitch is bunted right in front of the plate, and they'll throw to first for the out just in time as McAtee covering from second. Patterson's throw over there, so the sacrifice bunt is successful. That will move Weddington down the second base, and Briley Adams will come to the plate with now a runner in scoring position and one out here in the second. Patterson's pitch, a swing and a miss by Adams. Adams also with a base hit, her first at bat. Again, not scorching hits by any means for Portageville, but they put it in play, and Kennett making some miscues, throwing to the wrong bases a couple of times. Here's another bunt. Patterson fields, throws to first in time. The runner, Weddington, will move to third base on the bunt. Is trying to bunt for a hit that time was Adams. And that brings in Janiah Smith. Runner at third and 2 down for Janiah. She reached and scored her first at bat. The first pitch is low, ball 1. 2 outs now in the inning. Runner at third for Portageville. The dangerous Janiah Smith at the plate. Patterson gets the sign from Tennant. And the pitch, swing and a miss by Smith. And the count goes to 1-1. Night softball at Indian Park tonight. Great to have you along for our broadcast. 3 games from Indian Park. A baseball game sandwiched between the 2 softball games today. Smith swings and misses this one, and she's in the hole, 1-2. Runner at third for Portageville. Weddington reached on a walk and a couple of bunts by Portageville. Now she's at third, but 2 down in the inning and a 1-2 count to Smith, and she'll swing and miss. That'll do it. Portageville strands a runner at third. They come up empty in the second. Kennett bats, bottom of the second, trailing 3-1 when we return to Indian Park right after this.
Hello, I'm Trenton Patterson with Patterson Auto Sales in Kennett. If you're looking for a newer, late model vehicle at a great price, then you need to come see me at Patterson Auto Sales. I've worked for the big dealerships, and I can save you money off of what you pay when you buy a used car or truck at the dealership. Plus, I have several great credit options, and we can guarantee financing for anyone, regardless of credit. Come see me, Trenton Patterson, at Patterson Auto Sales, 1005 First Street in Kennett, or visit our website online at pattersonautosales.mycarsonline.com.
Baker Implement Company and Case IH are proud to support area high school athletics.
The same way we have supported our customers and the community for 86 years.
Visit any of our 13 locations in Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas to experience the power of red and the service and support that has kept customers coming back since 1938.
Case IH and Baker Implement Company, supporting our community on the field and in your field.
Kennett sends Bodkin, Raspberry, and Wilcutt 7, 8, and 9 to the plate here in the second. And they will face Avery Miller. Avery finishes her warm-up tosses, throw down to second, and Emma Claire Bodkin will lead things off, the Kennett third baseman. Portageville with 3 in the first. Kennett answered with 1 in the bottom half of the first. Portageville threatened in the second, but stranded a runner at third. FM Bank, full-service bank, locally owned, where they make their decisions locally. Personal, business, and agricultural loans to FM Bank. People matter. Member FDIC. First pitch is high to Bodkin, ball 1. Kennett has not lost a game in Missouri. They lost a couple in the Valley View Blazer opening tournament. I think Blazer Blast is what that was called. His ball 2 is low to Bodkin. She's ahead in the count, 2-0. Leading off the second. This pitch back to the screen, ball 3. Avery Miller has been very good keeping the Kennett hitters off stride so far in the ball game. Bodkin ahead 3-0 in the count. This pitch is low, ball 4. 3-pitch walk, and Kennett with a leadoff runner own here in the second. Olivia Raspberry will come to the plate. Right-handed hitter, and Olivia takes the first pitch for a strike. Good crowd on hand at Indian Park all day for the action. Malden fans have headed back home. Risco and Kennett playing in baseball today. Pitch back to the screen, and going down to second will be Bodkin. And the count goes to 1-1 on Olivia Raspberry. Next pitch headed home, and a bunt down the first baseline. A beauty is picked up by the first baseman, and they'll tag the runner. But that will move the base runner to third base. That is Bodkin on the sacrifice bunt. Presley was right there, and that brings up Bailey Wilcutt for Kennett. Bailey slaps it down the left field side. Now to play, strike 1. Bailey Wilcutt, one of the Kennett seniors, a center fielder for the Lady Indians. Very good speed, chokes up on the bat. The left-handed hitter stands in, and Bailey swings and misses. And it's 0-2. One out, runner at third, and Wilcutt will pop it up. It's going to land over by the pitcher. That will let the runner score, and everybody's going to be safe. Well, that was a swinging, short fly ball that landed between the pitcher and first base in perfect position. And Bodkin scores on the play, and Kennett cuts the lead to 3-2 now. Here's Hanley McAtee. Hanley takes the first pitch, a little bit low, ball 1. Wilcutt with great speed at first base. We're probably going to see some movement from her. With McAtee at the plate here in the second with one down. There goes Wilcutt. There goes a throw down to second. And sliding in safely is Wilcutt with a stolen base. But Roan made it close down there. Good strong throw to Smith covering the bag. But the stolen base puts a runner in scoring position. The count 2-0 to McAtee. And Hanley turns on it and hits it down the left field line fair. She turns first. She races to second. She's not letting up. Now she'll put on the brakes and has to scramble back to second with an RBI double. McAtee roped that one out into left field. The double scores Wilcutt. Kennett with a couple of runs here in the inning, and the Lady Indians have tied it up at 3. Still one out. Here's McKegg at the plate with the speedy McAtee down at second. Here's a ground ball and through the right side, base hit. McAtee rounds third. The throw coming to the plate. Now they will stop the runner, but McKegg not holding up. She's going to go down to second. Charging that one, a great play, is Carlisle out in right field as McAtee had to hold up. So it's going to be second and third with Tennant coming to the plate. 3-3 ball game. Now one of the vehicles out in left field with their lights on, and now they get them to shut off the lights. That makes it a little difficult for the batter at home plate. Tennant stands in, and she pops the first one out in the right field. It's a long run for the right fielder, makes the catch, and tagging and coming home on the play will be McAtee. Kennett goes up 4-3 on the sacrifice fly by Tennant. Now 2 outs in the inning, and a runner at third for Kennett. That is McKegg, and a foul back to the screen off the bat of Avery Payne. Avery walked, was stranded down at second base back in that first inning. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2 now on Payne. S&S Auto Sales, one of our great sponsors, family owned at S&S. You buy there, you pay there. No credit checks, no hassles. You just walk in, you drive out with that vehicle you need. S&S Auto Sales, 1802 Independence Avenue here in Kennett. Here's a fly ball. Left center field is going to get over the left fielder's head and go to the fence. That scores a run, and Payne will race into second base with a 2-out RBI double. Making a run for that one out in left field was Albritton. Made it very, very close, but Kennett puts another run on the board, and they lead it now 5-3. 2 outs in the inning, and a runner at second for Patterson. Lindley takes the first pitch for a ball. Wind picking up a bit, blowing in here as it's blowing into our booth here at Indian Park. Some of the folks putting on their jackets. Lindley strokes it the opposite way. This is trouble. Lands at the base of the fence. She'll round first and head to second. So back-to-back doubles, RBI, 2-out double by Patterson. That will score Payne, and the Indians add to their lead 6-3. 4 runs here in this inning. And the first pitch on the outside corner is a called strike to Barton. Actually 5 runs here in this inning. They lead 6-3. Barton fouls this one back to the screen. Shows the count 1-1 on Barton. Next pitch, swing and a miss. I thought it was 0-2, and it was. That's a strikeout as Barton will go down for the 3rd out of the inning. But Kennett scores 5, and they lead it 6-3 as we go to the top of the 3rd. Portageville bats when we return right after this.
We are pioneers, dreamers, the ones they said would never make it, and the ones still trying. We're lifesavers, life changers, those who bring life to your world. We're where compassion meets precision and empowerment meets innovation. An expert system of care where love abounds so that God can do the impossible. We are NEA Baptist.
Year after year, you can rely on the experts at Greenpoint Ag in Deering to work alongside you for more profitable acres. Greenpoint Ag is among the leaders in ag technology and will deliver better results for you, our area farmers. Contact Greenpoint Ag today for more information, 573-757-6253, or stop in Greenpoint Ag on Highway J in Deering. Greenpoint Ag is proud to be part of the Deering community and supports our area youth. Greenpoint Ag wishes you and your family happy holidays and a profitable new year.
Back at Indian Park, Kennett with a big second inning takes the lead 6-3. It'll be the cleanup hitter, Mia Shearer, Avery Presley, and Avery Miller, the pitcher, to come to the plate for Portageville here in the third. Good to have you along. Kennett Indian softball this evening from Indian Park. Patterson back in the circle. And the first pitch grounded slowly down the third base line by Mia in foul territory, and that's strike one. Shearer, strikeout victim, facing Patterson, her first at bat. Next pitch headed home, a swing and a miss. 0-2 on Shearer. Truly Posh, one of our great broadcast sponsors. They're a locally owned women's boutique. They offer a variety of clothing, shoes, and accessories. You need to go check them out. They're at 405 1st Street in Kennett. Truly Posh. Appreciate their sponsorship of our broadcast. Ball one is back to the screen to Mia Shearer. That's 1-2. Kennett with 9 batters in that second inning, and the 5 runs to take a 6-3 lead. Shearer swings and misses. As she goes down on strikes, here to start the third inning for Portageville. Avery Presley comes to the plate. Avery bunted back to the pitcher. Her first at bat. Patterson throwing her out at first. Pitch a little bit inside, ball one. This crowd has had a full day of action here at Indian Park. First game Kennett played was at 3 o'clock today. Baseball played at 4:30, then a JV game against Risco. Kennett winning the varsity matchup over Risco. Ball two to Avery Presley. 1 out, nobody on for Portageville. Lindley Patterson, the Kennett pitcher, back in the circle, stands on, gets the sign. The 2-0 pitch. This one's popped out into right field, and it's going to drop in front of the Kennett right fielder as Barton came on. Just a perfectly placed little pop fly out into right field for a 1-out single. Brings in Avery Miller, the pitcher. Avery singled her first at bat. Patterson's pitch, a little bit low, ball one. I know Portageville has had some injuries with their pitchers. One pitcher just getting back. I think today was her first day. This ball is low, ball two. Savannah Lovin, she was one of the assistants over in the Portageville dugout. I remember broadcasting Savannah's games and told her, seems like just yesterday you were playing for Portageville. That's ball three to Avery Miller. She's one of the assistants over on the sideline, Coach Vaughn and her staff. A little soft ground ball to first, picked up there, and Payne will step on the bag. Runner will advance to second base, but that's 2 outs in the inning. 3 unassisted. The ground out, Avery Miller to first. Peyton Carlisle will bat. Peyton walked her first at bat. Portageville right fielder chokes up on the bat. pitch. Inside, ball one from Lindley Patterson. The 1-0 pitch. A little bit high, ball two, 2-0. Swing and a miss, 2-1 the count to Peyton Carlisle. Next pitch headed home is outside, ball three. 3-1. Reese Roan, the catcher in the on-deck circle. If Carlisle can reach with 2 outs, Portageville with a runner at second here in the top of the third, trailing 6-3, and a swing and a miss. Count goes full, 3-2 to Carlisle. Just reaching 7 o'clock, our radio broadcast. AM 1540, KBOA, AM Kennett, 98.7 WGCQ. Hayti, Kennett, foul tip. And Tennant had it go off for mitt. The count 3-2. On the KTMO streaming platforms for Game 2, Facebook, YouTube, X, and the KTMO website. Fouling it back, it's Carlisle. She stays alive, 3-2. Avery Presley down at second base. She had a hit. Little fly ball out in right field. Now the 3-2 pitch to Carlisle. This one's fouled out of play, and we'll do it all over again. Avery Presley turns around and walks back towards second base. Portageville was in a battle with Malden in their game that started a little after 4:30. A swing and a miss, and that'll be it for Portageville. They'll strand a runner at second here. And the top of the third, but come up empty. Kennett bats bottom of the third, leading this one 6-3.
Kennett Girls Softball Association is a proud sponsor of Kennett Indian Softball. Their goal is to promote the game of softball as well as stress the importance of sportsmanship to girls in Kennett and the surrounding areas. Registrations are currently being accepted until March 29th for softball and baseball at Baker, Wellman Brown, and Farm Bureau. Get those kiddos signed up for a summer of fun.
Looking for a place to live or grow your business in Kennett? Gardner Properties offers clean, quality residential and commercial rentals with a full-time maintenance crew and monthly inspections to keep everything in top condition. They're known for building and buying to suit new and relocating businesses in the area. Every improvement they make reflects their commitment to keeping the town looking its best. Call 573-752-1442 or stop by 1012 St. Francis Street in Kennett to see what they can do for you.
Appreciate Gardner Properties, one of our great broadcast sponsors of Kennett Indian Softball, also the Kennett Bowling Lanes. Of course, they have the bowling, the skating rink, the arcade games, the laser tag, always some of the best food around and the best fun around at the Kennett Bowling Lanes. Go by and see them on San Francis Street in Kennett. We appreciate their sponsorship of our Kennett Indian Softball broadcast this season. Bodkin, Raspberry, and Wilcutt. If that sounds familiar, that's what we did in the second inning when Kennett sent 9 to the plate and scoring 5 times. Kennett leads 6-3 as we go to the bottom of the third. Emma Claire Bodkin started things off with a walk and scored the first run of that inning, and she takes ball 1 outside from Avery Miller. Bodkin, right-handed hitter, backs in the box and a pop-up down the right field side. And a good play over there by the right fielder, Carlisle. She's made a couple of good plays, and Bodkin flies out for the first out of this third inning. Olivia Raspberry comes to the plate. Right-handed hitter takes ball one. Olivia grounded out to first on her first at-bat. Takes this one low for ball two, 2-0. Bailey Wilcutt in the on-deck circle for Kennett. Ultimate Fitness, another one of our great broadcast sponsors. 24-hour access, modern, up-to-date workout equipment on San Francis Street in Kennett. Great membership packages. Ball three, just off the plate. And it's 3-0 now to Olivia Raspberry. One out, nobody on. Bottom of the third. Kennett leads 6-3 over Portageville. This pitch is low and a walk to Olivia Raspberry. One out base runner. Olivia trots to first, and here is Bailey Wilcutt. Bailey singled her first at bat. Again, has great speed, hits from the left side. Bailey steps up, bunts it perfectly down the third baseline. They'll field, throw to first, but not in time. A bunt single. I tell you, Shearer did all you could do at third base. But with the left-handed batter Wilcutt and with her speed, and a bunt single. Raspberry will move down to second base, so 2 on, 1 out, and back to Hanley McAtee. Hanley pops it out into right field. Right fielder comes on, and it goes off her glove. All the runners are going to move up on a fly ball to right field off the bat of McAtee. So McAtee at first. Raspberry will move up to third. Wilcutt down to second. The base is loaded for Kennett. And here comes up McKeag. McKeag walked and scored. She has singled and scored in the ball game. Kinsley grounds it to the shortstop. Smith knocks it down, and everybody's going to be safe, and a run scores. Smith had to go over toward the bag at second. McKeag with an infield single. Raspberry scores on the play. Wilcutt moves to third. And McAtee down to second base. Bases remain loaded. 1 out in the inning. And Kennett now leads 7-3 as they have a conference in the circle. One thing I wanted to mention is Hanley McAtee is 1 hit away from tying the school record for hits in a career. Hadley Wilson set that record last year, and now Hanley McAtee 1 hit away from tying Hadley Wilson. That last one was probably ruled an error, but McAtee did have a double in that second inning to pull her within 1 hit of tying the record. Ball 1 to Tennant at the plate. Now ball 2. Now the runners are going to try to score, and they will score. From third, Wilcutt with that great speed. So Kennett adds another run. They lead 8-3. Still 1 out in the inning. Couple of runners on. For Tennant, she's ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. The pitch, high fly ball, center field, back toward the right corner as the catch is made and the throw comes in. That'll score a run as Kennett will tag and score. The runner from third on a sacrifice fly by Tennant. Now 2 outs for Kennett in the inning. Another run across, 9-3 or score, and here's Payne for Avery. She looks to do some damage and takes the first pitch low. She has walked and doubled in the ball game. Also scored a run back in that second. Kennett with a runner at third now. 2 outs in the inning. And a high fly ball, center field. Center fielder back, and this one's off the wall. That drives in a run, and racing to second with a double is Payne. The throw goes in to third, but Kennett will add to their lead. Off the double, back-to-back doubles by Payne. She doubled in the second. She'll do it again here in the third. Kennett leads now 10-3. 2 outs, and Patterson comes to the plate. Takes ball 1 high. Avery Payne, the base runner, down at second base. Lindley Patterson, the left-handed hitter, at the plate. The 1-0 pitch. Lindley swings and misses. 1-1 the count. Been a pleasant evening, a little bit cool. All the fans here huddled up with the jackets. Patterson has this one sail over her head. For ball 2, 2-1 the count to Lindley. Didn't seem like it phased her much. She just kind of ducked down just a bit. It's ball 2, 2-1. She'll foul this one down the left side. And the count now 2-2 to Patterson. Kennett up 10-3 here in the bottom of the third. Barton in the on-deck circle. Patterson can reach with 2 down. The pitch. Lindley takes it for ball 3. 3-2. The count goes full. Kennett with a base runner at second base, and with the double, that was Payne down at second. So I'll correct our online scoreboard. Patterson takes it. The ball gets back to the backstop, and the runners now will be at the corners. Patterson doesn't stop at first. She will go down to second. Patterson, good hustle as she walked and never hesitated as Payne goes to third on the pitch to the backstop, and Patterson down to second. So Barton can drive in a pair. She singled her first at bat, and she pops it pretty well out in the center field. Center fielder back, and making the catch is Adams for out number 3. Kennett strands a pair, but they will put more runs on the board. They lead 10-3 as we go to the fourth. Portageville bats when we return right after this.
Hi, Kennett Indian fans. This is Stephanie Pierce with Dubs Clothing at 709 First Street in Kennett, Missouri. Here at Dubs, we value connection to our community by offering a variety of quality men's and children's clothing, accessories, and grooming products. You can also find accessories and gift items for the ladies. Nothing speaks connection to the community like Kennett Indian football. And here at Dubs Clothing, we are all in. Wishing all athletes and coaches a safe and successful season. Roll Tribe.
At Farm Credit Southeast Missouri, we know that the days of parking your equipment in the shed after a long harvest and taking it easy for a while no longer exist. The business of farming is much more complex. We've been in the ag lending business for over 100 years, and we are ready to help your operation reach its best potential. We've got the loan and crop insurance products and the experience right here ready to serve you. We are your ag lender.
Your ag lender will always be there.
Contact Matthew Poole or Nathan Creed at 888-6624.
Patterson back in the circle. 10-3 Kennett leads. It'll be Reese Roan, Briley Weddington, and Lydia Albritton due up here in the Portageville fourth. Lindley Patterson back in the circle. She's ready to go, and the right-hander's first pitch is popped out into center field. There's Wilcott to make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. Here in the fourth. Riley Weddington will hit. Riley walked, was stranded at third back in that second inning for Portageville. Right-handed hitter, and ball 1 goes back to the screen. FM Bank, full-service, locally owned bank where decisions are made locally, personal, business, agricultural loans. To FM Bank, people matter. Member FDIC. We appreciate their sponsorship of our broadcast. Ball 2 is low from Patterson to Riley Weddington. Kennett Board of Public Works, we appreciate their sponsorship and the internet here at Indian Park that we use for our broadcast. Ball 3 is high, 3-0 to Weddington. She walked her first plate appearance, and threatening to do the same again here. She will take it outside for ball 4. One out base runner. Weddington goes to first, and back to the top of the order, Lydia Albritton. Lydia has singled and scored, had a sacrifice bunt. Going out to visit with the pitcher will be Tennant. Emma talking to Lindley Patterson. And now coming out is Coach Dollins, and it looks like there may be a blister or something on Patterson's hand. They're looking at Lindley's throwing hand. Tell you, blisters can certainly cause some problems. We're going to have some defensive changes for the Indians, it appears. Patterson's going to stay in pitching. They looked at her right hand, but haven't seen a pitching change. But Lindley is, you can kind of tell she's moving her thumb. And so now, after some defensive changes, we're ready to go. And Albritton. First pitch is in there for a called strike. Moving to third base is McAtee. That's one of the defensive changes. So they're moving Hanley to third base defensively for this batter, and she'll bunt right out in front of the plate. The throw to first just in time for the out. Albritton retired 2-3 on the sacrifice bunt. That is out number 2 here in the inning. Now Portageville with a runner at second. Here's Briley Adams. Briley has singled and scored. Takes ball 1. Kennett leads 10-3. We are in the top of the 4th inning at Indian Park. This pitch grounded at third. McAtee up, across, in time, and a nice scoop at first base by Payne. And that will do it for Portageville. They'll strand a runner and come up empty in the 4th. Kennett bats, bottom of the 4th, leading this one 10-3.
In Kennett, we know our community because we're a part of it. At Kennett Board of Public Works, we're local, just like you. That means we're just minutes away. With fast response times, we're here for emergencies, ensuring your internet is restored quickly. We offer reliable, high-speed internet to keep your home and business connected. Kennett Board of Public Works, we're your local team, keeping you connected. Here when you need us, always.
Eat, play, and have a blast at Let's Roll Paragould. From bowling, duck pin, and laser tag to 45 arcade games and a full restaurant, Let's Roll Paragould is packed with fun for everyone. Both alleys feature state-of-the-art NeoSurf systems. And with over 50 TVs, you won't miss a second of your favorite game. Visit Let'sRollParagould.com for birthday packages, daily specials, group deals, or to reserve your lane. Let's Roll Paragould, 2707 West Kings Highway in Paragould, where good times roll 7 days a week.
Well, if this sounds like a broken record, it may be. It'll be Bodkin, Raspberry, and Wilcutt leading off here in this 4th inning. They did the same in the 3rd. They did the same in the 2nd. So 3 straight innings. It's been Bodkin, Raspberry, and Wilcutt. And for the 2nd and 3rd innings, Kennett did damage. They've opened up a 10-3 lead after trailing going into that 2nd inning. 3-1. Bodkin has walked and scored. She's flied out. to the right fielder, and she'll pop this one up back toward us. Watch out. It lands on top of her building. Strike one to Bodkin. Emma Clare, right-handed hitter. Portageville outfield straightaway, but guarding the lines and left and right. This pitch is high. Ball 1-1 the count. Had a good crowd here. Well, the game's all afternoon. People in lawn chairs over in right field. Lots of folks in the bleachers here at Indian Park. Pitch a little bit high, ball 2. 2-1 the count. To Bodkin leading off this bottom of the fourth inning. Now 2-1, correction the count. Fouled back to the screen, the count 2-2 to Bodkin. Avery Miller with the pitch. Fouled again back to the screen. Count remains 2-2. Seen some predictions for the rain coming into the area. This could be as much as 10 to 12 inches. Hopefully nothing severe, and it won't be that bad. A ground ball to third. Fielded, thrown across the diamond. Nice play by Shearer once again. And a 5-3 put out. First batter retired in the Kennett half of the fourth inning is Bodkin. That brings up Olivia Raspberry. Olivia has walked and scored. Grounded out to first. She'll take this one a little bit high, ball 1. Bailey Wilcutt in the on-deck circle. Bailey a couple of singles. She'll get a hack at it next after ball 2 sails high. 2-0 the count to Raspberry. The 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-1. Raspberry, the designated player for Kennett. 2-1 pitch. High and outside. Ball 3. 3-1. One out, nobody on. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Kennett up 10-3. 3-1 to Raspberry. Foul. Makes it 3-2. Ball runs up the backstop screen and lands on the 10 covering Portageville fans down the first base line. Lots of folks from Portageville here this evening. Lots of folks watching our video stream and also listening on our 2 radio stations. 3-2 pitch hit up the middle. Smith will have to field and can't do so after it goes off the pitcher's glove. Miller, she deflected it, and it went over towards Smith, and Raspberry with an infield hit. Here's Bailey Wilcutt. Boy, she causes lots of problems for the opponents. Bailey's 2 for 2 on the day. Again, the left-handed hitter, she'll drag the bunt down the first baseline. They can put that one in their pocket, and that's a bunt single for Wilcutt. The bases are runners at first and second on the base pass, and back to the top of the order in McAtee. McAtee can tie the career hit total. And there it is. A long fly ball to left field. Is this going to get out of here? It is caught in left field. What a play out there by Wallace. I thought it might get out of here down the left field line, but Nat McAtee, a long fly ball for out number 2 here in the inning. What a catch out there by Albritton. Check it. It's Albritton out in left field for the second out. Now McKegg bats with runners at first and second. 2 down. Well, Hanley will stay 1 hit behind Hadley Wilson, who set that record last year. 1 ball, no strikes to McKegg. She's had a productive night, a couple of hits. Now a strike call, and the runners take off, and they will move up on the play now at second and third. Couple of runners in scoring position for the Lady Indians, and McKegg tries to drive them in. Swing and a miss, 2-1 the count now to Kinsley. I honestly couldn't see the ball by McAtee. We're blocked out by an air conditioner, and our window just doesn't give us enough room to see. But, boy, it looked like it was headed for trouble, maybe even getting out of here. But a great play out there by Albritton in left field. Portageville players and fans erupted after making the catch. McKegg ahead 3-1. Swings and misses, 3-2 now. Kinsley will try to put it in play. Another one of these Kennett players with really good speed. See his walk, a couple of singles, a couple of runs scored. Takes it for ball 4. The bases are loaded for the number 3 hitter for Kennett, Emma Tennant. Emma had a sacrifice back in the second inning. Sacrifice RBI in the third inning. Now the base is loaded for Emma. She'll foul the first one out of play, strike 1. 2 down in the inning. Kennett leads 10-3. Needing another softball as some were out of play. Avery gets one, and she'll be ready to go. Tennant back in the box. The 0-1 pitch bounces at the plate. A good stop behind the dish by Roan to keep the runners at first, second, and third. We are in the bottom of the 4th inning. Kennett leads 10-3. Tennant looking for a big hit here. She'll ground it down the third baseline. Another good play down there by Shearer. She'll step on the bag for the third out. And that will end the inning. 10-3. Kennett leads. Portageville bats in the top of the 5th when we return to Indian Park right after this.
Who doesn't love being number 1? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number 1, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number 1 is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
See State Farm agent Greg Wilson in Kennett. Call 888-4913.
McMahon Trucking isn't new to the road. It all started back in the 1940s with Bill McMahon, serving farmers and elevators for over 70 years. Now Bob McMahon carries on the tradition. After 42 years in truck repair and towing, he's back in the family business, fully licensed and insured with well-maintained equipment and dependable service you can count on. Call McMahon Trucking today at 573-888-7256. It's always a home run when you visit the all-new Home Plate Bar and Grill at the I-55 exit in Hayti. They have delicious food served up hot and fresh. Be sure to check out their daily lunch and dinner specials. Their catfish, the best around, plus chicken, shrimp, steaks, and their smash burgers will keep you coming back for more. They have 10 big screen TVs where you can catch all the big games. Be sure to like them on Facebook. Slide into home at the Home Plate Bar and Grill at the I-55 exit in Hayti.
If you haven't ever been to Home Plate Bar and Grill over in Hayti, just off the I-55 exit at Hayti, you need to go see them. Great food. They have all the big screen TVs. You want to catch the big games. Big basketball games coming up. The baseball season started and underway. Janiah Smith leads things off for Portageville. A new pitcher for Kennett is Claire Bodkin, the right-hander. Patterson's day is finished. May have had something pop up on her hand, maybe a blister or something back in that 4th inning. But a nice outing for Patterson. And Bodkin's first pitch is low and outside to Janiah Smith. Janiah scored back in the first inning after recording a hit. She leads off the fifth. Portageville down 10-3. Here's a ground ball back to Bodkin. Shovels underhand into first for out number one. Good start for Emma Claire. She gets the ground out right back to her. Now Mia Shearer. Mia struck out a couple of times at the plate in the ball game, but boy, she has made some plays defensively. For Portageville, she strokes this one foul down the first baseline. Strike one. Kennett leading 10-3. Full day of baseball. Kennett's first game started at 3. Portageville started action about 4:30, 4:45 against Malden. This foul back to the screen as Shearer fouls a couple to the backstop. She's in the hole, 0-2. Fans love it, and the players love it. You can tell Portageville moved from the third base dugout over to the first base dugout, and some of them had a quick snack between the two games. Ball one is low. Kennett players watching a lot of the action and getting a snack or two as they watched Portageville and Malden play, and then they went over to one of the side fields and started doing some warm-ups before this ball game. Here's a ground ball to third. Nice play by McAtee. Throws across the diamond in time. 5-3, the put out. Shearer grounds out to McAtee and 2 outs in the inning. Talked to McAtee between the games and finally going to get that interview with Hanley, talking about her tennis and softball careers here at Kennett. It's the first pitch fouled by Avery Presley at the plate, strike one. Talk about her upcoming college career. She's going to go on to play softball. Going to try to record that. We'll tomorrow and hopefully have it Friday for you on the KTMO Facebook page. Swing and a miss by Avery Presley, and Avery's in the hole, 0-2. Bodkin in her first inning of work. The pitch, line drive, foul. Down the left field line. Presley back of the box. Emma Claire Bodkin gets the softball back from Wallace out in left field. And again, the 0-2 pitch to Avery Presley. Change up and a swing and a miss. And that'll do it. Good inning of work by Emma Claire Bodkin. Portageville goes 1-2-3 in the fifth. Kennett's turn, bottom of the fifth. They lead 10-3 when we return to Indian Park.
Come see Grace and Glow at the corner of Tico and 1st Street in Kennett. They offer 24-hour access tanning, so you can tan when you want to tan. Just $55 a month gets you unlimited tanning or single sessions for $8. They also offer the most popular weight loss shots, semaglutide and tirzepatide, plus Botox and Dysport shots, along with fillers to make you look your best. Be sure to visit their great boutique. That's Grace and Glow at the corner of Tico and 1st Street in Kennett.
Hey, this is Daryl Wilcoxon with Wilcoxon's Home Place on the South Bypass in Kennett, Missouri. We're getting new products in every week and would like to help you make your place a show place. Living room suites, recliners, including lift chairs, bedroom suites, mattress sets with adjustable bases, appliances, and TVs. We have several payment options available. Come see us at Wilcoxon's Home Place Furniture and Appliance, 901 South Bypass in Kennett, Missouri. A family furniture tradition for over 70 years.
Wilcoxon's Home Place Furniture, one of our great broadcast sponsors. We appreciate their support of our broadcast. S&S Auto Sales, one of our great sponsors as well. They're family-owned. Now, at S&S, you buy there, you pay there. No credit checks, no hassles. You walk in, you find that vehicle you like, and you drive out with that vehicle you need. 1802 Independence Avenue in Kennett, S&S Auto Sales. One of our great broadcast sponsors, 4, 5, and 6 in the order for Kennett as they bat in the bottom of the 5th inning, leading 10-3. Payne, Patterson, and Barton. 3 runs for the Lady Indians, and this ball game would come to a close. But Avery Miller has other plans. She delivers the first pitch home, a little bit high, ball 1 to Kennett cleanup hitter Avery Payne. Avery has walked. She has doubled a couple of times for the Lady Indians. Takes this one for ball 2. Patterson in the on-deck circle for Kennett. Payne is ready. She'll stroke this one to left field, and that is foul. A little bit out in front of it. Kennett first baseman Avery Payne. 2 balls, 1 strike to count on Avery. She leads off the 5th inning. Swing and a miss. 2-2 now the count on Avery Payne. Lindley Patterson in the on-deck circle will bat next. Then Lauren Barton. And McClare Bodkin, if anyone can reach for Kennett. Avery Payne. She'll stroke this one to left field. That's going to be a fair ball, and she'll round first. She heads down to second base, and the throw comes into the shortstop Smith. A leadoff double by Avery Payne. Just a sweet, smooth swing. She turns on that ball and hits it on the line. She's at second base, and here's Patterson. Wants to continue her great evening at the plate. She'll swing, ground the first one to second. Mishandled by the second baseman, and everyone's going to be safe. So now it's first and third for the Indians. And McClare Bodkin will bat. And McClare, or check it, Barton will bat now for Kennett. And on the first pitch, the runner takes off to second base. Patterson. Now Barton stands back in. Takes this one inside. I believe that's 2-0 now the count on Barton. Runners at second and third for Kennett. This one's popped up on the infield. Smith at shortstop will make the catch for out number 1. Barton pops out to Smith. Now McClare Bodkin will bat. Couple of runners in scoring position for Kennett. 1 down here in the inning. First pitch on the inside corner, strike 1. Bodkin represents the winning run here. If she could come around and score, that would give Kennett a 10-run rule victory after 5. Next pitch is low from Avery Miller, as Avery has different intentions. 1-1 the count. Payne with a leadoff double. Patterson reaches on an error. Now Patterson down to second. Payne at third. Barton popped out to short. Now Bodkin with a 1-1 pitch. A little bit high, ball 2. Avery Miller gets the sign. The pitch from Avery is low, ball 3. Olivia Radsberry in the on-deck circle for Kennett. 3-1 to Bodkin. Miller's pitch. Ground ball to Smith. It's short. Fields throws in time for the out. Patterson trying to go to third. The throw to third. And Patterson's going to be in there safely as Payne scores on the ground ball put out. That makes it 11-3. Two outs now in the inning for Kennett. And Olivia Raspberry at the plate. The runner at third. This ball high. The runner will not try to advance. Patterson, the base runner at third base for Kennett. She reached on an error, and Payne, after the leadoff double, scored on the ground out by Bodkin. This pitch is low, ball 2, 2-0. Bailey Wilcutt in the on-deck circle. Some of the youngsters with the Ric Flair impersonation here at the ballpark this evening. Ball 3, 3-0. The count now to Raspberry. Actually, that must have been ball 4, so Raspberry takes first. Here comes Bailey Wilcutt. Bailey fouls the first one back to the screen. Actually, a pinch hitter, I believe. I don't think that's Bailey. Yes, it is Bailey. Left-handed batter, center fielder for Kennett, chokes up on that bat. She has tons of speed. Runners at the corners for the Lady Indians. This pitch to the backstop. And down to second base will be Raspberry. So Kennett with runners now at first and second. And 2 outs. A base hit here could win it for Kennett if Wilcutt can put one somewhere in the outfield, and he gets down. She swings and misses. That count is 1-2 on Bailey Wilcutt. 2 outs in the inning. Bailey steps back to the plate. The 1-2 pitch. Takes it low. Ball 2. 2-2. Avery Miller with the sign. The pitch. Fly ball out in the left field, and Smith will go back and make the play. Good job, Janiah Smith. Out in the short left field to make the third out of the inning, and that might have won it if it would have dropped down. But Janiah sends us to the 6th inning. Portageville comes to bat in the 6th, trailing Kennett 11-3.
Hello, I'm Trenton Patterson with Patterson Auto Sales in Kennett. If you're looking for a newer, late model vehicle at a great price, then you need to come see me at Patterson Auto Sales. I've worked for the big dealerships, and I can save you money off of what you pay when you buy a used car or truck at the dealership. Plus, I have several great credit options, and we can guarantee financing for anyone, regardless of credit. Come see me, Trenton Patterson, at Patterson Auto Sales, 1005 First Street in Kennett, or visit our website online at pattersonautosales.mycarsonline.com.
Baker Implement Company and Case IH are proud to support area high school athletics.
The same way we have supported our customers and the community for 86 years.
Visit any of our 13 locations in Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas to experience the power of red and the service and support that has kept customers coming back since 1938.
Case IH and Baker Implement Company, supporting our community on the field and in your field.
Avery Miller leads things off for Portageville. Emma Claire Bodkin with the first pitch and a swing and a miss. We're underway here in the 6th. Kennett leading 11-3. Peyton Carlisle and Reese Roan due up in the inning. Briley Weddington, if anyone can reach, for the Lady Bulldogs. Avery Miller back in the box. Next pitch, a swing and a miss. And it's 0-2 to Avery. Avery singled in her first at bat in that first inning and then grounded out to the Kennett first baseman, Payne, in that third inning for the Lady Bulldogs. Miller's ready, takes this one for a called strike 3. That's out number 1. Good pitch there from Bodkin. Emma Clare retired 3 batters she faced in the 5th and strikes out the first that she faces here in the 6th inning. Let me clear the runners off the base passes. That was in the last inning. Let me clear the outs here. Now we're ready to go. As there's just 1 out here in the inning. And your scoreboard, if you're watching our video live stream, is now up to date. And Peyton Carlisle at the plate. In the hole, no balls and 1 strike. She has walked and struck out. She'll pop this one up into center field. And there's Bailey Wilcutt. Right in her tracks, hauls it in for out number 2 in the inning. Bodkin retires the first 5 batters she faces in this one. That brings in the catcher, Reese Roan. Reese is flied to Wilcutt in center. Her last at bat, grounded back to the pitcher. Her first at bat, and she'll single to center field. Here in her third at bat, 2-out single by Reese Roan. She'll stop at first base. Riley Weddington comes to the plate. And Claire Bodkin retired the first 5 she faces, and Reese Roan put an end to that with a base hit. Reese has a courtesy runner coming in for her. She's the catcher, so she will go put on the gear. 2 down here in the 6th. The first pitch is a strike in there to Weddington. Next pitch, swing and a miss, and it's 0-2 to Briley. 2 outs, runner at first for Portageville here in the top half of the 6th. Kennett leading 11-3. Weddington back in the box. Emma Claire Bodkin gets the sign from her catcher. And the pitch to Tennant is high, ball 1. One and 2 the count to Weddington, and she'll swing and miss. And that is it. Runner stranded at first for Portageville as they go down to the 6th without scoring any runs. Kennett will come to the plate. A run will win it as they bat in the bottom of the 6th when we return to Indian Park right after this.
We are pioneers, dreamers, the ones they said would never make it, and the ones still trying. We're lifesavers, life changers, those who bring life to your world. We're where compassion meets precision and empowerment meets innovation. An expert system of care where love abounds so that God can do the impossible. We are NEA Baptist.
Year after year, you can rely on the experts at Greenpoint Ag in Deering to work alongside you for more profitable acres. Greenpoint Ag is among the leaders in ag technology and will deliver better results for you, our area farmers. Contact Greenpoint Ag today for more information, 573-757-6253, or stop in Greenpoint Ag on Highway J in Deering. Greenpoint Ag is proud to be part of the Deering community and supports our area youth. Greenpoint Ag wishes you and your family happy holidays and a profitable new year.
Greenpoint Ag and Deering, one of our great broadcast sponsors. We appreciate them. I know we have probably a lot of farmers spending long hours out on the tractor here trying to get in some work before all the rain comes in. Good to have you listening. Our broadcast, 98.7 WGCQ and AM 1540 KBOA. On the KTMO streaming platforms, McAtee leads things off and takes ball 1. Hanley McAtee 1 hit away from tying Hadley Wilson, career hit total leader in their career at Kennett. Ball 2 is high to McAtee. McAtee with a double in the second, reached on an error, flied out on a hard hit ball to left field, flied out to center. Ball 3 is outside. McAtee would like to see something she could handle here, but she'll be patient. She represents the winning, well, not the winning run, because Portageville added another, and this pitch in there for a strike to McAtee. Not the one she wanted. Now 3-1 to Hanley. She'll hit this one to left field. Is this one going to get down? No, another great play out there by Albritton. Wow. Burst out of the innings. McAtee roped a couple to left field, but Albritton has made a couple of great plays. Hadley Wilson continues to be the all-time hit leader for Kennett as McAtee stays one behind that total, and now McKegg comes to the plate. McKegg with a big day at the plate. Couple of walks, couple of hits, couple of runs scored. She'll take this one for a ball, and that evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitcher's low, ball 2. Tennant in the on-deck circle. Emma will bat next. The 2-1. Little looper over the second baseman's head will drop in for a hit. McKegg just got enough of it to get it over Weddington's glove and dropping in front of Carlisle in right field. 1 out single, and here's Tennant coming to the plate. Kennett catcher. Couple of RBIs on the sacrifice flies in the ball game. Takes ball 1. She represents the winning run. Holds that bat right down on the knob. Takes ball 2. McKegg will take off for second base without a throw. 1 out here. We're in the bottom half of the 6th inning, and Kennett leads 11-3. Pitch is low, ball 3, and McKegg scoots down to third as that one just gets away from Roan. McKegg at third base now. Tennant at the plate, ahead 3-0, and she'll take ball 4. So the winning run now down at first base for Kennett. And Avery Payne comes to the plate. Avery, Kennett cleanup hitter. She could get one in the gap. We could end this one right here in the bottom of the 6th. Winning run at first. First pitch is low, and taking second base will be Tennant. So now she's in scoring position. She is the winning run. And it's ball 1 to Avery Payne. Lindley Patterson in the on-deck circle for Kennett with 1 out here in the 6th. The winning run down at second now. Ball 2 is low. 2-0 the count. The Kennett cleanup hitter, Avery Payne. Next pitch to the plate, high and outside, ball 3. 3-0. Avery Miller stands back on. Payne is ready, and she hits it to center field. Center fielder back to the fence. It's out of here. Home run. Avery Payne clears the bases. A walk-off 3-run homer, and that will do it. They will all touch the bases. McKegg, Tennant, and now Avery Payne after knocking it over the right center field fence. That will be a Kennett winner in this one. as 3-run score on the homer, and the Indians will win this one by a final score of 14-3. As they shake hands, we'll take a break, come back, and wrap things up from Indian Park right after this.
Kennett Girls Softball Association is a proud sponsor of Kennett Indian Softball. Their goal is to promote the game of softball as well as stress the importance of sportsmanship to girls in Kennett and the surrounding areas. Registrations are currently being accepted until March 29th for softball and baseball at Baker, Wellman Brown, and Farm Bureau. Get those kiddos signed up for a summer of fun.
Looking for a place to live or grow your business in Kennett? Gardner Properties offers clean, quality residential and commercial rentals with a full-time maintenance crew and monthly inspections to keep everything in top condition. They're known for building and buying to suit new and relocating businesses in the area. Every improvement they make reflects their commitment to keeping the town looking its best. Call 573-752-1442 or stop by 1012 St. Francis Street in Kennett to see what they can do for you.
Well, a walk-off 3-run homer by Avery Payne was the way to cap this one off. Fly ball to right center field, and the fans head for the exit. Kennett huddled up around the pitcher's circle with Coach Logan Dollins. Portageville over down the first baseline with Coach Vaughn and the rest of the coaching staff. As Portageville falls in this one 14-3. 3-run homer by Avery Payne. The difference in this ball game. Lindley Patterson gets the victory. She had a nice work on the mound, and also coming in, Emma Claire Bodkin with nice work as she went in the circle and pitched the final few innings of this one. Kennett improves to 10-2 on the season with a couple of victories here today. They do not have any games scheduled the rest of the week, but we will keep you up to date when the action resumes for Kennett Indian Softball. We appreciate all the folks making our broadcast of Kennett Indian Softball possible. Special thanks to Monty Lyons. He's ready to get us connected back on our radio stations, WGCQ 98.7 FM and AM 1540 KBOA. Tad Jones, a long day with our video controls. Lance Penn with the call of our baseball game today, as I was tied up with the 2 softball games. And we couldn't do it without our great sponsors and our great listeners making it possible. 14-3 the final. Kennett over Portageville with Risco. That'll do it for our broadcast. Have a great evening, folks. Let's hope the weather is not as bad as the forecast sounds, and we have some more action coming very, very soon. Once again, 14-3 our final score. So long from Indian Park.
This has been Kennett Indian Softball. Title sponsors for our broadcast are Baker Implement Company, NEA Baptist Hospital, Farm Credit Services of Southeast Missouri, and by Wilcoxon's Home Place Furniture. Broadcast sponsors, Dubs Clothing, State Farm Agent Greg Wilson, Patterson Auto Sales, McMahon's Trucking, the Kennett Girls Softball Association, Gardner Properties, Home Plate Bar and Grill, Let's Roll Paragould, Grace and Glow, and Greenpoint Ag in Deering. Broadcast boosters include the Kennett Bowling Lanes, Ultimate Fitness, Century 21 Real Estate, FM Bank, S&S Auto Sales, and by Truly Posh. This broadcast has been a production of Pollock Broadcasting Company.